The Prime Video situation, as highlighted earlier, has been leading conversations within the industry since the news broke last Friday. Well, I'm now being joined on the program by the president of the Directors Guild of Nigeria, Victor Okhai. Many thanks for joining us on the program today. Let's start by asking you, what do you make of this move by Prime Video to cut their operations in Africa and in the Middle East?
Well, first of all, I think it's a business decision. They know the bottom line, and obviously they would know where their profits are and where their losses are. And I think that probably would have informed their decision. They came into this industry with a lot of promise, a lot of gusto, and they were determined to come and conquer, taking over from the likes of Netflix, Showmax, Africa Magic, and the rest. And so if this is happening now, and remember, it's not just in Nigeria alone, it affects a few other countries, including South Africa. Obviously, it must be a business decision.
Okay, so how much impact would you say their presence has made during the time of the operations here in Nigeria?
I have to be very honest, they have not made any impact whatsoever. First of all, they came into this industry, like many of them, they did not, they just decided to pick and choose certain individuals they would do business with, aided, of course, by some Nigerians who would always want to, be in the front and decide who is a filmmaker and who is not a filmmaker. And when you find things like this happening, then you don't get the very best from the industry. I mean, yeah, ADT, came out on that platform, but the truth is, there are many more ADTs out there, and if you don't give them a chance, you don't really know how good they are. They came in here, I don't know how many movies they have been able to sponsor, so the industry has not felt their impact. Not really. I can tell you the period they spent with, it hasn't made any difference to us as an industry. So in terms of even their commercial, I don't think we're going to miss their business much. I mean, well, they had a lot of promise, no doubt, but I mean, while they were here, for the period that they were here, I feel that they could have made, greater impact. They didn't have any presence on ground. I mean, compared to companies like Africa Magic, I mean, MultiChoice, for instance, who employed people on ground here, they had offices here. They had, I mean, if companies like that go, we would feel that, yes, something has happened. But this one's, I mean, you just employ one or two people, that's why you're operating from outside Nigeria. It doesn't make a difference to us.
Finally, before we let you go, some have said this might be negative PR for the Nigerian movie industry, as other investors might be scared to come in. Do you share this same thought, or do you think, as some have opined, that it is perhaps an opportunity for the industry to grow from within?
I agree with the latter and disagree with the former. There's no negativity about, like I said in the beginning, it's a business decision that they've taken. And it has nothing to do with Nigeria. The truth is, there's money in this country for, I mean, if there was not enough business here, MultiChoice would have closed down a long time ago. If the business here was not good enough for Netflix, they would have stopped doing business with us a long time ago. They are the last to come and the first to leave, so maybe they didn't get their strategies right. And note, it's important to know that this does not affect Nigeria alone. It affects even many Western countries. It affects South Africa. It affects so many other countries. So it's not a Nigerian thing. So it cannot be said, to be a sign that doing business in Nigeria is negative, or it's not certainly not sending any negative signal to foreign investors. Because note, the Nigerian market is huge. With what just happened with the tribe. A tribe called Judah, or is it a tribe of Judah? The tribe called Judah that is going to almost 1.5 billion now, and Malaika and the other movie, what's the other one now? Each doing over 200 million already. It tells you that the market here is still nascent, still at its infancy. It's huge, So, but companies have to have their strategies right. They have to hire the right people, and they have to be on ground. You cannot be operating from outside and hope to make any impact here. No, you have to think local and act global. You cannot be there thinking global and acting global. Not for a country like this.
Many thanks again for joining us on the program, Mr. Victor Okhai, the president of the Directors Guild of Nigeria and the chairman of the Federation of Heads of Guilds in Nigeria.